Hi, this is Allie with Manifested Harmony, the place where energy, laws, and healing come together. So I was asked by a friend of mine to do a video this month to talk about how we can help people who are struggling with a loss. Maybe it's the loss of a person or a pet. They've lost a job, they've lost their health, they've lost their home, and when this happens, we struggle with how to help them because we want to instinctively help. We're compassionate towards them, but sometimes the ways that we want to help are not necessarily the best ways because we tend to do things that we would want to do, but that may not be what the other person needs. So this video is all about different ways that we can help while respecting what your friend or your family member is going through. So the first thing is to really just ask them. Ask what you can do to help. So many times they don't ask for help, they don't necessarily welcome help because they're in a process of transition, they're in a process of grief. And so if you just ask them, what can I do to best support you? That's going to be your best response from them. I mean, just even understanding that everyone grieves differently, and even if they haven't necessarily lost a person or a pet, they can grieve the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job, the loss of a home. I mean, even moving to a new location, they can grieve that loss. So, some people may want space so that they can go within and heal. Other people may want to be around people. So just ask. That is really the best thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do is, if you are an energy healer, send healing to them. You can send them Reiki. If you work with crystals, you can set up a crystal grid to send them loving energy. Setting up a crystal grid with rose quartz is really good for just sending love. Setting up a grid with Apache tear obsidian is great for grief, to help them grieve whatever they're going through. Or you can just pray for them. Just send prayers their way, send good intentions, because that energy does get to them. Another thing that you can do is donate to a charity in memory of, whatever they've lost. If they've lost a person, maybe a charity that person really loved. If it's for a pet, you could donate to an animal-related charity. You could even offer in some unintrusive ways. If you're a neighbor, if you live nearby them, you could cook dinner for them and leave it on their doorstep, ring the doorbell, but then leave, because they may not be in a position where they really want to see anybody. They may not feel strong enough to just put on a happy face. So cook that dinner, leave it on the doorstep, ring the doorbell, and go. Or you could do yard work for them. And again, the goal is to do this in an unintrusive way so that they don't know that you're there, so that they don't feel odd that you're there doing something and they're not coming out to greet you. You just want to do this in such a subtle way. And it could include raking leaves, shoveling snow, mowing the lawn may be a little louder, but doing yard work in an undetected way can really allow them to focus on what they need to focus on and not worry about chores around the house. You could send them a book that is related to whatever they're dealing with. If they've lost a pet, you could send a book about, all pets go to heaven and, pets in the afterlife. So a book can really provide great comfort, because when we go through a loss, we start to question a lot of things. And sometimes we can get answers from books. So look for a book that they may enjoy to read. And lastly, you could always just send a card that contains a photo of, if a person has passed, if a pet has passed on, you could send that along with a special memory that you have of them. You could put it right on the back of the card, because maybe they're keeping a photo album or a scrapbook, and that could be a real cherished memory that they could add. So those are just a few ideas of what you can do to really help in a time when you really want to help somebody and you may not know what to do. So I'm coming to you from a beautiful backdrop here. I'm at a Buddhist park in Maryland, and I felt like this was such a beautiful fall day, such a peaceful location to talk about a topic like this. And I just thought that this would be a really, really nice topic, because we're all going to encounter somebody at some point that could use a little support, and we just need to support them in the best way for them. So I hope this helps. And this is Allie with Manifested Harmony, and you take care of yourself.